What up, world? It's Tim Iceman Best. Welcome to the nightcap of the doubleheader here for the second night in a row of SummerSlam Central. We got a lot of guests coming in. I don't know if it's a lot, but great content though. We have Emmett Cavanaugh and Ryan Watson. They're coming up. Emmett Cavanaugh, a contestant. We're going to get to him right now. The little stat on him: he hasn't competed in over 2 years. His last competition was the 2012 DJB Invitational, which he finished fourth. A lot has changed over there, over that time span. So let's talk to him now.
Hello?
Hey, Emmett, welcome to SummerSlam Central.
What's up?
Okay, so now I was talking about this before we got started with this call. This is your first competition in over 2 years. Your last competition, your only competition for that matter, the 2012 DJB Invitational, in which you finished fourth. For you, what has changed since then?
Well, I'm over a foot taller, 2 years older, more experience.
Those are pretty easy things. And, you know, with the power rankings out of 22, despite the inactivity, you still come in at number 7. So what's your reaction to that?
I think I should be number 1. Well, maybe number 2. Boris is pretty lethal with a ball in his hand, you know what I'm saying?
I would definitely agree. Borza only a couple spots ahead of you at number 5. So, but, you know...
He's really the only person I'm worried about.
Okay, so now let's think about this for a second. You know, you haven't been there to see everything, but you certainly know about it. So what words do you have to say about the transformation of, you know, the history of, you know, SummerSlam? Not only that, but the DJB Invitational. I mean, what words really do you have for the progression it's made over the last 3 years?
Well, it's definitely gotten a lot bigger. Well, I haven't been there in a while, so I don't know. But I've heard about the disqualification of Logan and the appalling victory of Matt Best. I thought that was appalling. Jumping off the base of the hoop, like, what is that?
Well, eventually they learned that it wasn't that amazing. He did it again in SummerSlam last year, and he only got like a 28.
Yeah.
All right. So, I mean, what do you think of having the honor of being one of the 22 contestants selected and being part of the final SummerSlam and the final dunk contest there will ever be?
Well, I think I just got to bring my all. Leave it on the court.
Well, definitely pretty simple as that. You got to leave it all out on the court next Sunday, the end of an era at SummerSlam 2014, next Sunday at 2 o'clock. Emmett, thanks for your time.
Wait, I just want to say a few more things.
Sure, go ahead.
Well, I've been hearing a lot of noise from Logan Jack about. He says that you don't have what it takes and that you're overrated.
That's none of my business, though.
You don't have any reaction to that at all?
That's none of my business, though.
You don't have any reaction?
You don't really need. For me, it's just background noise. Really, I'm just gonna.
So you're not worried about him at all. You're just ready to show him up on next Sunday.
For me, I don't have to worry about anyone. I have to worry about myself.
Where are you on the power rankings?
Well, I'm coming off a win 2 months ago, so computer stats and a number of other factors, including judges' opinions and past performances, also have me at number 1.
Number 1? Oh. I'm pretty sure that me or Borza belongs there. That's just my personal feeling.
Yeah, and the thing is with Borza, he already said power rankings don't matter. Everyone's saying that the power rankings
don't matter because everyone knows that Borza's number 1. I'm at least number 2, so.
Okay, again.
Everyone knows it.
All right, so
you
again.
You might have that third spot, but
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens next Sunday at SummerSlam. Again, thanks, Emmett, for your time.
No problem. Thank you.
Now, one guy. Now, shifting gears. Now we're shifting to one of the favorite judges that we've had here. He's been a judge at SummerSlam twice. This will be his third judging appearance, his fourth total, including the 2011 DJB Invitational, the one that started it all. So now we're going to talk to the Sultan of SWAT, Ryan Watson. Love this music. Watson, welcome to SummerSlam Central.
What's going on, Tim?
Well, a lot of big news coming in. You know, I don't know if you heard about this. Power rankings are out, so want to give you the top 5 that was released. You have TJ Boers at 5, Mike Jardue at 4, Carzo at 3, Dreyer at 2, and then Iceman coming off a win 2 months ago at number 1. So, really, what's your assessment of the field?
Well, I think, you have the most experience, so I would have to say, Tim, you're definitely my number 1. I think Mike Jardue had a lot of power and a lot of strength jumping, so I think he would be my number 2. And Alex Dreyer, he has a lot of height, but he doesn't have too much creativity, not as much as you and Jardue did in past years. So I would actually put him number 3, and then you said there's Borza, and who was the other one, Tim?
Borza was at 5, Carzo at 3.
Oh, Carzo. Yeah, Carzo would have to be my number 4. He's a pretty athletic kid. I think he'll come up with some creative dunks. And Borza, he doesn't have the height and the hops that I like, but he might pull something out. But I guess we'll just have to find out.
All right, now speaking of like the power rankings, outside of the top 5, I mean, there's got to be a dark horse you like. So who is it?
Who is my number 1?
Who's your dark horse?
Well, I'd have to go with you, Tim.
Well, dude, outside of me, someone that's not ranked in the top 5.
Oh, not in the top 5.
Yeah, dark horse.
All right. Well, let's see. Who else is there?
Well, you got Dean Sokolowski's at 6, Emmett Cavanaugh at 7, Ferris at number 8, Nate Salisbury at 9, and then Rocco DiRollo making a SummerSlam debut at number 10.
Well, you know what? I've heard some good things about the Cavanaugh kid, and I heard some good things about the Salisbury kid because they both play basketball. I think they're athletic kids, so I'd have to go with the Salisbury kid. Yeah,
not to mention
he'd have to be my dark horse for this year.
All right, not to mention this is his first competition next Sunday, so
he probably has been thinking a lot about it. I'm sure he'll come up with some nice thoughts.
All right, now. Let's think about this now. Like, as a judge, I mean, you've seen it all over the last 3 years, so what really are you going to be looking for when the day comes next Sunday?
Well, I think, first of all, last year, I think we did a mediocre job, and I think, with our past experience that we'll be ready to go this year, I think we'll have a good group of judges. And I think the things we'll be looking for is some power on the dunk, some originality, some creativity, and how well you could get the crowd involved is what I'm looking forward to see this year.
All right, and speaking of those judges for SummerSlam this year, we're bringing back the originals. Guarno, Heights, Roberts, and Sullivan. That's going to be once again a great panel. So
definitely.
Now let's get some reflection. So 3 years ago, you were part of that first judging panel at the 2011 DJB Invitational. Nothing major, but after the success of the first one, SummerSlam came about, and then that turned out to be a huge success. So, what's your honest assumption of the progression that these contests have made over the last 3 years?
Well, I think this one probably definitely will be the best one yet because you got the word out and everybody knows about SummerSlam. And, this is going to be the last one, so people aren't going to want to miss it. And I think over the years, we made some improvements. We've figure out who the best judges are, and I think SummerSlam 2014 will be the best one yet.
Well, I can't really argue with you on that one. Now, what this is a tough question for everyone. But last night I got a ton of great comments from Borza, Kevin Flynn, Carzo, and Austin Odell. They had such great comments about what does SummerSlam mean to you, because you've been such an integral part in the history of this event, not to mention the other dunk contest, the DJB Invitational as well. So what does this all mean to you?
Well, I really have a good time going out there and seeing all the younger guys and what type of talent they have, and it's fun to be around basketball again because I miss it so much. So that's probably what it means to me. And
you mean now that you think about this, when you hear the words "end of an era," what immediately comes to mind? I mean, it's next Sunday, so what comes to mind when you hear that's going to be the end of an era?
Oh, I guess we're gonna have to find some younger guys that could take over the SummerSlam. Someone who can put it together as well as you did, Tim.
Well, that's going to be tough to find. I hear and I understand that you have Mike Sullivan near you.
Yeah, I do, but I think he's busy right now, actually.
Okay, so
you might have to give him a call yourself.
All right, I'm pretty sure I lost his contact info, so just have him shoot me a call, and we'll see what happens.
All right, my man.
All right, so again, well, thank you, Watson.
No problem. I look forward to it. We'll see you next Sunday.
All right.
And what time? See you there.
The event starts at 2 o'clock next Sunday. Be there around 1:30.
All right, well, that works perfect. I get out of work at 1, so I'll see you then.
Beautiful. See you then.
All right. See you then, buddy.
All right. So again, that was the legendary Sultan of SWAT, Ryan Watson. A lot of interesting thoughts about that. So again, that's going to wrap it up for SummerSlam Central. We'll see if Mike Sullivan will call back eventually. We'll add that on eventually. So again, that's going to wrap it up for SummerSlam Central tonight. We'll have more episodes as the big day approaches. It's already next Sunday, so be ready, world. The biggest SummerSlam to ever take place is going to happen. So again, thank you for tuning in, and stay tuned for brand new episodes coming up as the big day approaches. I'm Tim Best, signing off.